What is up, all my true crime junkies? Dolly is back to give you another fix of that true crime. Now, if you come looking for some true crime, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. Today, we're going to be talking about Michael Monkey Vaughan. There's some shocking stuff going on in that case, and we're going to discuss it right here. Also, we're going to be talking a little bit about Sebastian Rogers today, Melodee Buzzard, and this lowlife named Jesse Butler that apparently has sexually assaulted a couple women, young ladies, and used his white privilege card, I said it, to get out of trouble. But first, before we get into all that madness today, all right, I'm going to need you to leave your DNA all over the damn like button just in case somebody kills you and they don't get prosecuted. Okay, I'm going to need it. I'm going to need your fingerprints, your DNA, and everything to use against them in court right there on that like button. And of course, if you're brand new out here and you just found my ugly face randomly, make sure you sub up the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and feel free, of course, to share my ugly face everywhere but Pornhub. Okay, unless you put me in the ugly category, don't do it. Now, I just dropped my mouse. Not good, not good. Off to a rough start. So let me give my warnings because some of these people are not incarcerated yet that we're going to be talking about today. Dolly Visions for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculations, theories mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. So don't take nothing here as fact. Just my opinion, people. Completely satire. Callers today, their opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on the Dolly. Everyone, and I repeat, everyone is innocent to proven guilty. And the biggest one of them all is don't try to be Dolly at home. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Michael Monkey Vaughan case. Now, we know that Sarah Wandra was already locked up in Arizona for federal charges and his time was up. So as he thought he was getting released, of course, Fruitland, Idaho hit him with murder charges. Now, I'm not sure at this point, has he been extradited back yet? I'm not quite sure. I don't think they've picked him up yet, but they have 30 days to pick up Sarah Wandra. Now, we know Sarah Wandra, not Sarah, but Stacy Wandra is pretty much stick a fork in him. He is done, right? He is done. He is probably going to go, he's facing the death penalty there in Fruitland, Idaho, because Idaho does carry the death penalty. And, you know, there's other people involved in this. And believe it or not, at some point, all of these people were incarcerated, but have been yet to be charged in the death of Michael Monkey Vaughan. We know that Stacy did not act alone. Positive of that. That day that Michael Monkey Vaughan went missing, he was also with Sarah, his wife at the time, and I believe still is his wife right now. They may have got a divorce. I'm not quite sure if it went through yet or not, but Sarah is incarcerated on unrelated charges to Michael Monkey Vaughan. She has not been charged yet. Brandon Shirtliff, okay, which is the third person that was allegedly in that vehicle with them the night that we've heard, you know, about Michael Monkey Vaughan going missing. They've all said a whole bunch of crazy things and inconsistent statements in the disappearance of Michael Monkey Vaughan, right? So apparently Brandon Shirtliff he's in jail, right? But he's not in jail for the disappearance of Michael Monkey Vaughan yet. What the hell is going on? That is just shocking to me. Just absolutely shocking that this man hasn't been charged with the kidnapping of Michael Monkey Vaughan. We know on CCTV that he was caught walking down the street right in front of the splash pad around the time that Michael Monkey Vaughan allegedly went missing. We know that Stacy was seen at the splash pad around 1:30 that day. Okay, Michael Monkey Vaughan didn't go, he went missing right around 6 o'clock. But it seems to me that Stacy and these people were stalking Michael Monkey Vaughan. I believe that this ain't some crime of opportunity. They planned this to kidnap this child. For what reason is still a little bit of a mystery, but listen, what reason, if you don't want a child, what reason would you have to kidnap a child if you're a big weirdo, right? And we've heard Stacy say, well, I've never been arrested for sexually assaulting a child. Why would he say something like that? Nobody ever accused him of it, but I think he let his motive slip of why I think Brandon helped him because Stacy was letting Brandon sleep with Sarah Wandra. I know it sounds bizarre, it sounds disgusting, but every crime has a motive. There's a reason why they've done this. Now, Brandon Shurtleff is in jail at this time for a violation of his probation, right? He gets out, he has a release date in December. Or will he ever get out? Will it be a situation where, well, we got him in jail right now, let's get everything in order, and right before they release him, they're going to charge him just like they did Stacy Wandra. Now, of course, Sarah Wandra's in prison. She ain't going nowhere anytime soon, so there's no real rush to charge her. And believe it or not, even the Adrian fella, Adrian Lucifin or whatever his name is, he was also arrested, but not yet. He's been released and hasn't been charged with anything to do with the disappearance of Michael Monkey Vaughan. Now, you got to remember, Stacy out of his own mouth said that this Adrian guy was notorious for being involved in trafficking. And I'm not talking drugs. I'm talking human trafficking. So you got these three people and you got them connected to somebody who's involved in human trafficking, just happens to be in the neighborhood that Michael Monkey Vaughan lives in. Crazy as that sounds, right? And why do people do human trafficking? It's usually sexual in nature. So I believe their motive was maybe they were going to grab this kid and it didn't go quite as it planned. Maybe little monkey put up a fight. Maybe he was screaming, maybe whatever it may be. Right now, we don't know which one of these people are responsible for the death of Michael Monkey Vaughan. We just know that they were all together that day. And there's no reason whatsoever that every last one of them shouldn't be charged in the death of Michael Monkey Vaughan. If you have enough evidence to arrest Stacy, it seems like you would have enough evidence to arrest Sarah, Brandon, and the Adrian fellow. And you got to remember, all four of these people were prime suspects in the disappearance anyway. Two of these people have confessed that the other one had did it. Stacy said that Sarah was responsible for the disappearance of Michael Monkey Vaughan, and he was buried in the backyard of their home right there in Fruitland, Idaho. Sarah said that Stacy was responsible for the disappearance of Michael Monkey Vaughan. So you got two people that were together that night blaming each other for the disappearance of this child, but yet only one of them have been charged. Now, we don't know exactly what evidence. Maybe Brandy Neal knows a little more than we do right now at this time. But they said they took some evidence from the house, from the Wandra house there in Fruitland. Some items from a crawl space that was inside the house. Now, we know about this crawl space because we've heard Brandon Shurtleff just happened to talk about it, that he went in the house and he noticed that in their bedroom was a door that opened and led into a crawl space. That he just thought that's where they let the cats go. But why bring it up? Because a lot of times when people are guilty of something, they mix a little bit of truth in with the lies. And I believe that is a little bit of the case here in the Michael Monkey Vaughan situation. I do believe he was possibly buried at that house, but when Stacy went to jail, they knew that they couldn't trust him and he was liable to talk, and they moved the body of Michael Monkey Vaughan. Now, where a lot of people are scared because, around that time, they took a trip to Texas allegedly to pick up a dog. Okay. To pick up a dog. And they got paid, according to Stacy, $1,400 to get this, to take this dog to Texas. So basically, they would just do anything for money. So my biggest thing is, what is the motive? Did they grab Michael to sell Michael to Adrian or try to get some pay by being human traffickers? Or was it more diabolical and Stacy is a weirdo when it comes to kids? I don't even want to say the big P word because YouTube likes to demonetize people and stuff like that over these types of claims, right? And now, Stacy's threatened people. If you say anything about me, I'm going to sue. He tried to sue America. Okay. He's going to sue the United States of America. He's one of these people, that, there's some people out here, if they don't like what you say, they'll hit you with these frivolous lawsuits and try to sue you. We've seen a lot of that. And of course, the Sebastian Rogers case, and we're going to get into some of that in just a little bit. But the outrage is this. Already, I believe these people should be charged in the death of Michael Monkey Vaughan. I don't understand the way, especially with Brandon being, he has a release date for just less than 30 days away. He'll be out of jail. And I don't like to give criminals the opportunity to run. Is that what he'll do? I mean, I don't know. He's been kind of a dude that's kind of floated around most of his life anyway, from place to place. And, he's involved. And, Brandy showed these people a lot of grace in the fact that she said, hey, they just want to recover Michael Monkey Vaughan, right? They want the baby so they can give him a proper burial. Connie gifted $5 memberships. Thank you, Connie. Thank you so much. And if you got a membership from Connie, make sure you thank her, give her a big virtual hug for that membership. That is awesome. Working hard, getting on the Dolly train, the Blessed Express. You ain't blessed unless you own the Express like Connie. Okay. So, she showed them a lot of grace saying, hey, I ain't even worried about prosecuting Brandon. She just wants Brandon to talk to where Michael Monkey Vaughan is at, because in Brandy's mind, she believes that Brandon Shurtleff holds the answers to where Michael Monkey Vaughan is. Maybe she believes that, like me, that they didn't trust Stacy. So when Stacy went to jail, they moved the body of Michael Monkey Vaughan, and that would have been Brandon and Stacy. Now, when we talk to Sarah, and I think we're one of the only channels that really get an interview with Sarah Wandra from jail, she basically said she couldn't be around Brandon without wanting him. Okay. That was her words. Her words. If I'm around Brandon, she wants the loving and the huggings. Okay. She wants all that and some. So she can't be around him. So she's basically went her separate ways and don't talk to Brandon anymore because she can't be around him without wanting him. So it was a conflict in her marriage because she wanted Brandon more than she wanted Stacy. Now listen, Stacy is the nastiest guy on the planet when it comes to just all the way around hygiene to like just behavior. When we interviewed him here, he was just digging in his nose, picking his nose, burping, farting, just, right? So I can see this woman wanting anybody but him, right? But she wanted to keep her marriage together. So she said she has distanced herself from Brandon. Now, I believe if they charge all three of them with the murder, and you can believe that soon as Stacy gets back to Fruitland, he's going to be blaming Sarah. He's going to be blaming Brandon, right? And Brandon, you know, I was thinking he was watching these streams, right? He was paying attention to it. But actually, he's incarcerated, so he ain't been paying attention to a whole lot of nothing but trays, okay? James has jumped on the Bless Express. Good to see you, James. I hope you're doing well today. I hope you've had a good day. And everybody that has joined me, I hope y'all have been having a great day today. I'm on day number 5 at getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? So my schedule is almost normal. I'm getting up without an alarm clock, and I'm going to bed at a decent time, which I'm getting a lot more done around the house and just in general, getting up like a normal person. So thank you guys for joining me today, because, you know, I've been streaming lately at 2 o'clock in the morning. There's not as many people here in the day because I guess a lot of my people are late night people. But for everybody that is here, the 513 of you, thank you so much for being here with me, rocking with me, and, you know, coming to get your true crime fix with Dolly, okay? Because I'm just a true crime junkie, just like each and every one of you. But let's hope that Brandon, let's pray, say a little prayer, little baby Jesus, that Brandon is the next charged. And if I was Brandon, and I know he can't hear this now because I know he's in jail, I'd be talking. I'd be using every opportunity to talk, because these people are going to choose, they're going to blame you. Okay, when this all gets said and done, Sarah and Stacy are going to point the finger at Brandon. He's the loose end in all this, right? They continued to talk after they said they were getting divorced. Oh, but they talk on the phone when Stacy was out. We know this because we talked to Stacy, and he'd be like, I just got off the phone with Sarah. So we know they were in communications after all this. And you kind of went out to Nebraska, wherever he may have been. Dolly, didn't Stacy plead guilty? No, Stacy hasn't pled guilty yet. He's been charged. He hasn't put in a plea. He hasn't been extradited back to Fruitland, Idaho yet. Okay. So he will he plead guilty? And I almost guarantee it. Listen, I ain't a psychic, but I do play one on YouTube. Okay. I do play a psychic here on YouTube. And I guarantee you this, when he's faced with the death penalty, which he will be, he is going to plead guilty to second-degree murder and take 25 to life with the possibility of parole. I think that is what's coming for Mr. Wanderer. I think I know it. I think he knows it. And if he don't, he will soon, because when people start threatening, you know, hey, listen, you know, he gets in front of a lawyer and lawyer says, hey, you go to court. Everything you said can and will be used against you in court. And that interview that he did right here, I believe right there is enough. Almost, I'm going to say almost. I'm not going to say 100 is enough to convict him. But let me tell you this. If I was in a jury and I sit there and listen to everything he said, I would say, yeah, you going to prison, buddy. Right? Because you confessed. And if you said that kid was buried in the backyard, that means, and then she confessed that you did it and you confessed that she did it, that means there's two of y'all. If it was just one confession, you can go, okay, it's a false confession. That ain't got nothing to do with it. He's lying. He's just blaming his wife that he's mad at. But that ain't the case, because both of them got out there and said basically that they had something to do with it. That's two people. What are the odds of two people falsely confessing? Now, I give you one. I give you the first one, okay? Give you that one, but I can't give you the second one. The odds of that are astronomical, and it just proves that these people had something to do with the disappearance of Michael Monkey Vaughan. Us here, of course, us armed terror detectives and sleuths here on the internet, we knew that. We knew that. We had just been waiting for the arrest for the longest time. And here we are at the point of, I don't want to be impatient, right? Because I think they're still, you know, dotting their I's, crossing their T's. But I want to definitely see. I'm not too much worried about Sarah right now, because we know she's not getting out of prison right yet. Okay. But these people that could walk free back on the street, I don't never want to see Brandon Shirtliff on the street again, ever, to hurt another child, right? Because I believe that he is the actual kidnapper. I know that Stacy has been charged with kidnapping, and he is involved in the kidnapping, but I don't believe he's the one that got out the vehicle and grabbed Michael Monkey Vaughan. Stacy's fat ass, and I mean, he's lost some weight, right, since he's been incarcerated. But at the time, he's a big old dude. I don't think he could catch that child. I don't think he could run the child down. I don't think he had a chance in hell of catching the child. So I believe that's what he used Brandon for. Not used to seeing Dolly in a beanie. I wish we had them in the store with Dolly Vision embroidered on them. How do you know you're not going to get them this winter? How do you know they're not coming? We're going to have some beanies, and I always wear beanies in the wintertime. Okay. PJ asked me today, she said, where the hell did you get that cancer patient beanie at? And I was like, in dialysis. I'm kidding. I don't have cancer, but that's what she thinks it looks like, as a cancer patient beanie. And we don't want to speak nothing into existence, but I just liked it. It felt like a nice, smooth baby beanie. Okay. I felt like I had just came out the womb. Okay. You know how you're born and they put the little beanie on you, right? The little tiny one. And they what do they call it when they wrap you in the blanket? You know, they tie your little ass up in the blanket, put the little beanie on you. So, and it's starting to get chilly here in Virginia. So I took my bike out. This is the reason I got the beanie. I took the bike out and it was a little bit colder than I thought it was. So when I stopped at the store on the bike, I was like, well, slingshot. It's the same thing as a bike. It's a motorcycle in the back, car in the front. It was a little chilly. So I was like, oh, swaddle. Okay. Thank you guys. So I thought to myself, hey, it's a little chilly. I want something to cover my ears, because when the wind blows and wind gets in my ears, it gives me a really bad headache. Got nothing to do with true crime. But so I got a beanie to cover my ears, because as long as my ears are warm, I'm good, right? I can be cold, but if my ears get wind in them and they're cold, it for some reason, this gives me a terrible, terrible headache. So I stopped and got the beanie. Long story short. Now we need to put some pressure on these people to make sure these arrests happen. Because I was a little scared, to be honest, that the arrest for Stacy Wandra wasn't coming. I didn't give up complete hope, but I was starting to lose. Today is Ahmad's birthday on the Tita. Well, happy birthday to Ahmed. I hope he has a great one, and I hope, somebody, I'll bring this up real fast. Somebody called in Turtle Island last night, because we had a Turtle Island. Most of y'all won't dare. Okay. But somebody called in last night and said, I want to vote for On the Tita to win Turtle Island because he's dying. And I thought to myself, that is such a terrible thing to say, right? On the Tita is battling. He's not dying. He's fighting. Dying, listen, people, we're all dying. Some of us just a little sooner than others, all right? But to say somebody's dying, it's not the right thing to say. You don't want to put that stuff out there, right? This man, to me, he's overcoming. He's fighting. He's in probably the biggest fight of his life. So we're not going to wish death on the homie, on the Tita, right? We wish him nothing but the best. Happy birthday to him. I hope the man makes a full recovery and lives his best life. And, the people that say that stuff, he may outlive all of us. Okay. We don't know our date that we're checking out, So to say this man is dying, don't put bad energy into the world. Don't put bad mojo onto that guy. There's two things you don't wish on people. Good people, anyway. You can wish this on bad people. Even bad people, you don't wish death on unless they're murderers and killers and rapists, right? But you don't wish jail on people unless they're bad people, okay? And you damn sure don't wish death on people. And maybe they feel that way, but you can feel that way, but just don't say it, okay? Don't put that into the ether. That man has plenty of time left, I think. And we got to remember that modern medicine and technology is really good these days. And listen, I'm here, right? I'm here thanks to the doctors. And I'm hoping he will continue to be here too because of the doctors. So let's wish nothing but the best for the man, and let's don't be wishing death on people. It's not a good thing to do. So happy birthday to On the Tita. And we wish him a speedy recovery, not a quick death. Okay, that just don't sound good. And I know it's like we don't want On the Tita to wake up dead. Okay, we don't want him to wake up dead. We want him to wake up alive and well. Dolly, what does it say? We glad you're here also. Well, thank you, James. Let me tell you, there ain't nobody more glad than me. All right. So scary situation. I don't wish that on anybody. Take good care of yourself. Guys, make sure you eat right. Treat your body good. You just don't know. Like, me, last year, 14 months ago, I had a massive heart attack. Lucky to be alive. Thank you guys for all the prayers and everything, right? But I'm a fighter, and I met On the Tita, and I can tell you now, he's a fighter. He's going to be here, so don't worry. And I'm going to try to be here as long as I can. But when that day comes that God calls me, that's the day I leave, right? Nobody in here, not me, not you, not anybody, is promised tomorrow. That's why it's so important that we love each other and let everybody know we care about them, because we don't know what day is coming. You could be 20 years old and be in the grave tomorrow. You could be 90 years old and then live another 10 years. So we just don't know. So we got to appreciate every moment that we have. Ahmed is battling cancer. Okay. Battling cancer. I'm not going to say he's overcome by cancer, because he's a fighter, and we give everybody a fighting chance. Right. And there's a lot of people that are battling different stages and different types of cancers. Okay. And there's people that make full recoveries. There's people that go in remission. I mean, so when you say cancer these days, it's not necessarily a death sentence. Okay. That's what I want people to understand. It's not necessarily a death sentence, but you know what is? When you got 600 people in the room and only 318 likes. Okay. That I just felt my heart skip a beat when I seen how many. I'm like, oh my God, I'm coming to join you. You know what I'm saying? They ain't liking my video. So listen, if you're watching right now, before we get too far into this other stuff, I want you to take a second, guys, and like the video. It definitely helps spread awareness about these true crime cases we're talking about. It also helps the channel for new people to see the channel for all the hard work that we put in. So I want you guys to take a second and like the video. And then once you do, I want you to shout out in the chat room where you're watching from. It's time to represent your city, your town, your hood. I want to see where my beautiful people are at, but make sure you definitely smash that like button first. All right. Punch it like it's my face if you hate me. If you're a bush watcher out there, sneak out the bush real quick and hit it with your spirit fingers like JLR. Okay. That's like breaking news. Breaking news. Okay. Right on that damn like button. I see Texas in the house. Florida's in the house. Bunch of Florida. OH. Bristol, Tennessee's with us. Small town America. Canada's with us. Michigan's with us. The Netherlands is with us. America's with us. Roll Tide. I see Bama, Illinois, Gallatin, Tennessee, South Carolina, Kentucky. I just visit Kentucky. Nice place. Had a great time. Nebraska, Florida, the UK's with us. Good to see you, UK. Glad y'all could be here. Glad to catch you live and hope you're getting some sleep. I've been sleeping good, right? I've been sleeping pretty good. East Oregon, NYC, Tennessee, Seattle. So we got people from today from all across the country, all around the world here for your true crime fix. Chicago, South Carolina. It's good to have you guys here with us. Okay, like I said, throw a little prayer out there for the recovery of Brandy Neal. Listen, she's doing a lot better, right? Kingsport, Tennessee's in house. Brandy Neal is doing a lot better, but her fight ain't over yet. Okay, she still needs continuous prayers, and most likely we're going to do something good for Brandy this Christmas. We do have our Christmas wish fund that's up where we're going to be granting Christmas for 3 people. I know I say this a lot, but I just want to keep that in your mind. So it's the holiday season. So if you got a couple extra bucks and you want to donate to that fund to help people, make sure you drop it in there, throw some stop signs in the chat, let me know so I can thank you. I actually helped a young man today, right? I was driving down the street and I seen this young dude, and I don't know, just something called me to help him, and I drove past and I had somewhere to be, but I was thinking, this kid just looked miserable. He looked like he was probably about 22 years old, and he had his head down and he was covered up with a blanket in a median of a road, not like the highway, but I was going down the road and he was in the median covered up with a blanket. Right. And I was just like, man, that pretty much sucks. So I turned the car around and I had just stopped and got me a Butterfinger and a Pepsi. Hadn't even opened it yet. And so I go up to him. I get out the car and I walk up into the median. I'm like, hey, because I wouldn't check him because I didn't know if he was okay. So I walked up and I was like, hey, man, are you okay? And he lifts his head up. He is long haired guy, kind of hippie-ish, And I was like, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to get home to feed my cats. And I was like, okay, right. He goes, I got 22 cats. You never know. He apparently he had some mental health issues. Okay. You could tell once he got into, I want to get home to take care of my cats. And I was like, well, where are you from? And he was from Northern Virginia, like near Roanoke area, like of Virginia, which is about 6 hours from here. It's almost damn near in Tennessee, right? He's almost, and you could tell because he had the real heavy Southern accent. And I was like, well, I damn sure know I ain't taking you to Roanoke, right? Plus, I don't give strangers rides. I just don't. I try not to. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for everybody that stayed here. something went wrong with my internet. Lean on Me says, come back, Dolly. I am back. I am back. Okay. Y'all still follow what I was saying about the homeless guy? So he wasn't from around here. And he said that he was looking for programs that may be able to help him. So basically, I gave him $20, my Butterfinger, and my Pepsi I just bought. And I told him where he could go for some resources. So I asked him, I said, man, are you on heavy drugs? Right? Because, you know, he started talking a little weird, like about his cats, and he wanted to get home because he didn't want his cats to die. Right? So I asked him, I said, are you on heavy drugs? And he said, no, man, all I do is smoke tobacco and weed. Right? But I was thinking, okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. But he was itching. Like, listen, I've been around enough people that have been on heavy narcotics to know when you're all itchy that there's a couple things. Well, no, I think he might have told me, right? He might have, but I figure, you know, asked him, right? Asked him, is he, you know, just never hurts to ask. Some people say, yeah, man, I'm strung out. Some junkies don't lie, right? Just because you do heavy stuff don't mean that you're also a liar, right? And he said, nah, that he didn't. I said, are you sure, man? And he was like, yeah, man, I just smoke. But he was itching, like, you know, just itchy. And I was thinking, okay, well, but so much help I can give you. So like I said, I gave him $20, a double Butterfinger that I paid $2.50 for, and my Pepsi. But like I said, I don't know what it was, but I just felt like I had to turn around and go help this guy. Now I see homeless people all the time that I don't do that for, right? But it was just something like, I don't know, you get that vibe, or that, you know, I ain't gonna say God speaks to you, but it was just something inside said, hey, this dude needs a little help. So when I gave him the money, he said, thank you for the money. I said, have you eaten? He said, no, I haven't eaten. He said, but because at first I just gave him $10. And I asked him, I said, have you eaten? And he said, no. He goes, but more than anything, man, I'm just thirsty. And I said, well, you know what? I got a brand new Pepsi in the car, right? And I walk up and I hand him the Pepsi. And he said something kind of like, you know, it's the sister of Coca-Cola. That's what he said. It's the sister of Coca-Cola. Thank you. But he just wanted something to drink. He wasn't so much worried about eating, but he was really thirsty. You could see that he was like, his lips were dry, like super dry. And I just felt bad for the young man. Like, you know, we spoke yesterday about building more rehab facilities, because I'm assuming that he was on drugs, even though he said he wasn't. The itching may have been a sign, or just dirty, you know, because he'd been staying on the street. May have made him itchy, or maybe he just got dry ass skin. I don't know, right? But when I start seeing people kind of itching at themselves and that stuff, I just think drug addict. So I can't be around you too long, because, you know, I don't know, you know, sometimes your behavior may change, even though he's being polite and nice. He may, you know, drug addicts can go from 0 to 100 really fast. So, but, you know, when somebody, you know, the thing is this, and he goes, you know, I says, anybody help you out today? He's like, no, everybody just rides by. And the thing is this, in this world is, you know, and maybe this is why, because I was just talking about it. We need to help people out in this world, right? You don't really know what somebody's going through unless you actually take a second to stop and ask them. And that's what I figured. Let me see what's going on with this kid. Could be scabies. Yes, absolutely. That's why I didn't get super close to him like that. You know what I'm saying? But I did give him a candy bar and a soda and some money, and, you know, and told him where he could go to get some help, to try to get back home. Right. He said he had hitchhiked and walked. You know how far he said he walked? 200 miles. Said he walked 200 miles. You know what they say, though? You don't know what a man's been through till you walked in his shoes. His shoes had 200 miles on them, and I damn sure ain't walking that far, right? So, but hopefully, you know, that $10 got that young guy some food, and usually I'm funny about helping people that are willing and able, right? But these days, like I said, you can't judge. When somebody's down, give them a hand and lift them up, right? And so many people just spit on you and keep walking. That is what's wrong with our world today. And I don't care. It didn't matter to me if he was on drugs. I asked him to see if he would be honest. I would have gave him the same thing if he was on drugs. I honestly would have. It wouldn't have mattered to me. If he'd have said, yeah, man, I'm on drugs, I'm addicted, I'd have been like, well, look, dude, here's some resources to rehab facilities or churches that could possibly get you somewhere to try to get you cleaned up. Because if nobody ever tries to help you, right, that's just horrible. It is just horrible. So prayers for Brandy. Hopefully we get an arrest in the Michael Monkey Vaughan case, and definitely Brandon Shurtleff, right? Because I just have this bad taste in my mouth about this man, and I want to see him get what is coming to him. Now, you know, guys, I am going to be in Fruitland, Idaho when these people go to court. All right. So I already know I'm going to be there. I don't know exactly when, but whenever it is, whatever is going on, I'm taking a few days off from life, a week or two, and I'm flying out to Idaho, and we're going to be there to watch Stacy go to prison. Because I told him, that I would be there. Yeah, I said, if you're innocent, I'll apologize. But if you're guilty of this, I'm going to be there to watch you go to prison. And Dolly is a man of his word. Just like I told Leilani Simon, I'll be there when you go to prison. I was there. Same thing for Stacey Wander. When you go to prison, I'm going to be there. There's just no doubt in my mind. And I can't wait to watch him cry for himself. Oh, I just can't wait. I just cannot wait. And it can't come fast enough, right? I'm counting the minutes to tears in your eyes when they sentence you to life in prison and your knees buckle, right? When you can't even stand your fat ass up because you're going to prison for life. That's what I'm there for. Okay. So I'm going to jump over into the Sebastian Rogers case because so many people have pretty much forgot about this young man, and ain't as many people talking about the young man anymore. I guess views for Sebastian Rogers ain't what they used to be, and people, if they ain't getting views, they don't care about it. It ain't really even about the kids. It's about the clicks and the views, but we haven't forgotten. That's the most important thing. And a lot of people are pushing different theories out there of what could have happened to Sebastian Rogers. And I just want to talk about disappointment. Okay. I'm disappointed that there's no information, but I'm also disappointed in all three of Sebastian Rogers' parents. Okay. All three of them. I'm super disappointed in it. If you want to write a book on how to not find a child, I know three authors for that book: Chris, Katie, and Seth Rogers. All three of those people could write a book on how not to find a child. I have never, in all the cases I have covered, the neighbors. I'm going to get into that too. I'll get into the neighbor in a minute. Out of all the cases I've covered, I have never seen such a dysfunctional display of Find My Kid. All right. I just haven't. Still, right now, there's 635 of us in the room. We all know that Dog the Bounty Hunter is not kicking in doors. He's not out searching, actively searching for Sebastian Rogers. Not publicly, anyway. I don't know what the man allegedly doing behind the scenes. But far as publicly, we ain't seen none of that. We all know that the reward offered for Sebastian Rogers is bullshit. People that offered this reward had just got out of prison for fraud. Allegedly, Dog the bounty hunter owes millions of dollars in taxes. So where's this $500,000 coming from Dog the bounty? If he had that $500,000, I think the tax man would want a piece of that. Okay. So we all know that all of this has been fake leads, fake rewards, fake searches, orchestrated by really, really bad people. You know, in the beginning of this, I thought Seth was a good guy. Seth broke my heart. I mean, it takes a lot to get me on a plane to come help you, right? I had to feel a certain way to go, okay, this man deserves his help. He needs his help. Let me go help him. And I immediately jumped on a plane and flew to Tennessee, right? Hey guys, this is how I roll. When I hit on Dolly's video, I hit the like button automatically right away. It's 1 or 2 takes, not even a second. Well, thank you. Thank you for hitting the like button. That is absolutely right. It's like coming in somebody's house and not knocking on the door or ringing the doorbell or not wiping your dirty ass feet off before you step on my carpet. Well, I got hardwood floors. Well, they're linoleum floors. They're not real hardwood, but you know, still, you should still at least wipe your feet off before you come in somebody's house. Or at least knock on the damn door. I could be naked running around like Buffalo Bill inside here, right? And y'all wouldn't know because y'all didn't hit the like button. All right. But it, you know, it's free and it's a good way to support the channel. And you watch it, right? You're here. So there's something you like about it, or you're just super bored and like, well, fucking Dolly's the only person left to watch. He's the only one talking about true crime. Everybody else is fighting with each other and talking about allegedly with Brittany J every day. Okay. Every day. You should at least be like, thank you, Dolly. At least you give us something different. Right? Where's my thank you at? All right. If not, you can go listen to motherfuckers bitch about Brittany J. I will skip that one. I will skip that one. All right. The same shit every day. This YouTuber fighting with that YouTuber. All right. Like, y'all be liking that drama shit, but don't like no true crime. Right? I can't figure that one out. All right. It is what it is. Everybody has their day, right? So Sebastian Rogers, like I said, my thing is this is I really supported Seth in the very beginning of this. I did. And you know, you give people the benefit of the doubt when they, you know, he started allowing these bad people around him, like, you know, Bullhorn Betty, Monkey Boy, Tony Mathis, the at Daytime Intelligence Agency, you know, all these bad people were surrounding stuff. And then, you know, of course, we see now basically almost all the people have abandoned him. We've seen that at the police station when he was protesting outside the police station with him and one psychic lady. It was sad to see, right? Because Seth had so much support of the whole internet in the beginning, in between fake lawsuits, threats. It was almost like they wanted to, you know, we want to find a kid, but we're going to pick we're going to pick and choose who talks about the child. And they basically ran everybody off. Think about it. They ran everybody. There's still people that talk about Summer Wells more than they talk about Sebastian Rogers. And Summer Wells has been missing for 4 years, over 4 years, right? There's still people making Summer Wells videos. They skip right over Sebastian. Like he don't even exist, which is horrible. You know, most of the time, if he was just a regular 15, well, he's 16 now, year-old child, nobody would care too much anyway. They would think, oh, he ran away. He's all right. He's, you know, he's probably off with a girl or something, but he's a special needs kid. And we know the circumstances he left under wasn't good because he was barefoot and no jacket in 36-degree weather. Which you say, Dolly, that ain't below freezing. Well, the next night it was. Where did he have access to shoes and warm clothing, and where did he have okay, the mob crew is almost every day on YouTube with the search of Sebastian. You're absolutely right. He's been looking at them lights for a year straight. Okay. We need to, he's gonna solve the lights. So I give the mob crew that. He's gonna solve the lights. All right. Or he's gonna die trying, right? I'm gonna figure these lights out, or I'm gonna die trying. I'm gonna die on the hill. I'm gonna die on the hill for sure. All right. Good thing he's trying to figure the lights out, and I ain't got to do it for the next 5 years. All right. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm just picking and playing, but he has been on those lights. I'm still looking for the green hoodie person. All right. I'm still. It's almost comical, but at the same time, it's not, right? It's almost comical, but it's not. This is a real young man. He's a real life. He really matters, right? All my jokes and bullshit aside, it matters. And I give it to Mob Crew. He has stayed on it. He has stayed on it. And that's good. I mean, because he's invested and he really cares about the case. If not, he would have moved on like everybody else. And he didn't. He chose to try to figure out the lights. I mean, he's set on, that. More power to him. I hope and pray he figures out what the hell's going on. I don't care who solves the case, right? It's if the case gets solved. Every clue, everything, anybody that can help, I hope they help, right? It ain't like, oh, Dolly's going to solve it. It's only, no. It could be, I don't care, right? I don't care who finds the answers. The only thing I want is the answers found. So I may be picking and playing, but maybe he will come up with something with the light videos. So I don't want to knock him too much, right? But he's been going, it's been a long time on them lights. I think the police, Hendersonville police, basically failed Sebastian Rogers terribly. And if Seth would have been a better guy, of course, Dolly would have been down there with him protesting outside of that police station. I think a whole lot of other people would too, is my point. And then we got Chris and Katie that they say they want Sebastian found. They say it. But their actions don't match their words. Truly, they don't. Yeah, we want him found. And and Chris said some odd things about, this case to be studied for years. And how did he know that? How did he know that unless he absolutely knew that Sebastian wasn't coming home? And how would he have knew that? I believe, I always been saying this from the beginning. I believe that 3-hour phone call is like the Willy Wonka golden ticket. I think the answers lie in that 3-hour phone call. I don't know what transpired in that house. I mean, because we could speculate for forever of what happened in that house. But I know this. We know something happened. Something transpired. Even if Sebastian Ashlee Buzzard was just arrested. Awesome. Yes. Yes. Is it on the news? Is it on the news? PJ, producer, find that. We need that information. Okay. Let me send PJ a message real fast. Okay, well, we're going to be getting to that in a minute anyway. So thank you, Oz, man. I hope that is absolutely true. PJ is here, Dolly. Okay, yes. So she's looking already. Okay, I got my producer trying to find the information on it. Thank the Lord Jesus. If she is, all right. I don't know what they have arrested her for, but she should have been in jail immediately, right? Now, maybe we'll get some answers for this little girl. Well, I mean, Ozman did donate, so maybe would you donate the lie? Maybe if you just trolling, but I hope that's the truth. As soon as we can verify it, trust me, PJ's looking for it right now. So as soon as we can verify that, we will verify that for you. But check the California arrest records, local news. I just see one post on X say so, but just one. Okay, well, people are saying they're seeing it, so let's pray. Well, we're here. So if it does break out that she's been arrested, okay, PJ says she don't see, but somebody said they seen a post on X. Somebody saying local news. At least arrest for changing the tags on the car. Yes. Okay. I don't want to get too sidetracked because we're working our way to Melodee Buzzard's next, right? So we made it through Michael Monkey Vaughan. We're working on, the discussion about Sebastian. We'll move to Melodee Buzzard, Ashlee Buzzard. You're checking on X now. Okay. Well, you guys look for a source, nothing on Google. Okay, well, even if I got my hopes up, we know she's getting arrested. All right. We know. It's like Stacey Wander. Did I celebrate too soon? It don't matter because we're going to celebrate when she is arrested because she's getting arrested. We know that's coming, right? So if Oz is trolling, thank you for the $2, Oz. And we know that's coming. I'm checking my local news, Dolly. Okay, it's coming. Oz man won't answer. He saw it. I'm checking too. Okay. All right. Well, if she's not, it's not the end of the world, but she will be arrested. All right. Not on local news. Okay. As of now, we're going to report that we don't think she's been arrested. Possibly, rumors have it she has been from Ozman that was in the chat, but we don't know if Ozman is a troll. I've never seen Ozman even in here, but I'm not going to say you're a troll because you could be absolutely right. If it comes out and new surveillance video shows missing Santa Barbara, sources Los Angeles. This is a recent local news. Okay, nothing right now that says she's arrested on mainstream media. All right. So that's what we have to report. Nothing in mainstream media at this time says she's been arrested. Okay, so my celebration, that was just hopeful, right? Thank you. But we're going to get to that point. We're going to get to that point anyway. Now, according to the family of Sebastian Rogers, they all took lie detector tests. Chris, Katie, Seth fell asleep. Remember, Seth Rogers fell asleep. He couldn't even stay awake for it. Right? He just narcoleptic, right? Falling asleep. And the situation is this. We look at the arrest of Stacey Wander. We were just talking about in the Michael Monkey Vaughan case. He was arrested and given a lie detector test, and he passed it. But yet now he's charged with the murder of Sebastian Rogers. So just because you pass a lie detector test don't mean that you're innocent. It absolutely don't. There's been a lot of criminals in the history of lie detector tests that have passed and not be telling the truth. So just because Chris says, hey, I passed lie detector test, don't mean he's telling the truth. Just because Katie says I passed lie detector test, don't mean she's telling the truth. Now you look at, this ain't in my list of people to talk about today, but we haven't forgot about Jack and Lily Sullivan from Nova Scotia yet either. We see Daniel Martell say he passed a lie detector test, and you notice how as soon as he passed that lie detector test, his whole attitude changed. Now he's cocky. Now he's arrogant. Now he's saying the police ain't doing their jobs, right? And now you got Malaya thanking the police for doing great jobs. I feel like I live in the damn Twilight Zone, like do 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 do. Like what the hell is going on? Right? We know those people are lying and they're full of shit. I see red stop signs. Don't you have to take a P test first? What, before you take a lie detector test? Not necessarily. what someone is being charged with the murder of Sebastian? No, not yet. Well, we don't even know if Sebastian was murdered. We just know something happened. Something happened. And I believe, and this is just my opinion. Listen, I have no proof that Chris and Katie are guilty of anything. TikTok. Okay, hold on. PJ just sent me something on TikTok. Okay, it says breaking news. Ashlee Buzzard has been walked out in cuffs. Ashlee has been arrested. It's on TikTok. Let me share this with y'all. Let's blow this up so y'all can see where we're seeing the source. 34 minutes ago, breaking news. Ashlee Buzzard has been walked out in cuffs. All right. I don't see a video though. Finally, hope they have found Melanie. Okay, it's no video. It's not.
On November 7th, Ashlee Buzzard has been officially taken into custody from the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department. I will have footage coming soon. This is breaking news. This is finally the outcome of the case that everybody wanted. She has been taken out in handcuffs. Ashlee Buzzard has been arrested at this time. Breaking news coming in. I will have further updates as we go. Everybody, this is awesome news. Hopefully we have the outcome that we need, that they have found Melodee well and safe. Ashlee Buzzard has just been arrested. 6 police cars have arrived at the home of Ashlee Buzzard and went inside and take her out in cuffs. Ashlee Buzzard was just taken out in handcuffs from her residence at.
Okay. Well, if this is true, which it seems to be, this is really good news. This is actually great news. Hopefully this is the case. Detectives have arrested 40-year-old Ashlee Buzzard on charges unrelated to the ongoing search of her missing 9-year-old daughter, Melodee Buzzard. Detectives learned on a recent incident where Ashlee prevented a victim from leaving a location. Against their will, which constitutes false imprisonment. This crime is not connected to the ongoing search for Melodee. However, detectives are unable to fully outline the crime, as it would impede their ongoing investigation. On Friday, November 7, 2025, detectives arrested Ashlee on a warrant for a felony charge for false imprisonment. She will be booked on the Northern Branch Jail with bail set at $100,000. Her booking photo does not meet the criteria for public release and will not be distributed. Although the arrest occurred during the course of the missing person investigation, it is not directly related to Melodee's disappearance. Sheriff's detectives remain fully focused on locating Melodee and confirming her safety. Members of the public who have seen Melodee or who have information about her whereabouts are urged to contact the sheriff's office through any of the following methods: Detective line 805-861-4150, anonymous tip line 805-681-4171, online tips, sbsheriffs.org, home, anonymous tips, breaking news, general. Who did she false imprison? That I do not know. Okay. Where is the daughter? We have no clue at this time, but apparently some other victim she falsely imprisoned, but they don't want to give no detail because it can impede onto another investigation, but it don't have nothing to do with it. Okay, hold on. PJ sending me other stuff. Give me 1 second, guys. My electrician, hold on. Hello? What up? I'm at home. Are you outside? Is that what the dogs are barking? Okay. All right. Give me a minute. I'm live. I'll be out there. All right. Peace. Okay. My electrician's here because my hot water heater that I hooked up, the wire was too short. So I got another person coming to hook this hot water heater up. Well, I mean, it's connected. The plumbing's done and it's wired up. It's just it needs a longer wire. So my electrician is here right now. So you guys give me a minute and I'll be right back with you. Okay. So, okay. I am back with you for a minute. Now I do got electrician here working in my house. I had to take the dogs out, put them out back, and so he's going to be in and out. So I may have to be in and out with you guys. But yeah, I don't know what reason Ashlee Buzzard was arrested, other than the fact it said that she falsely imprisoned someone from leaving. Right? I think this is one of these trumped up charges, right? That they trumped up on her so they can hold her. And if they can get her in custody, right? Like false imprisonment, and then it's a $100,000 bond on that. Hold on. Producer's calling. Hello? Okay. I mean, I can do that. Well, he's still getting stuff out the van, so I'll play that video real fast, and then I'll wrap it up, and we'll come back when you get off. All right, peace. Okay, so what I'm going to do is play this most recent thing on Ashlee Buzzard, the whole surveillance stuff, and then, like I said, I got an electrician here hooking up my hot water heater, so I'm going to play this. Wait, that ain't it.
We begin tonight with a new video released today of missing Vandenberg Village girl Melodee Buzzard. The Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office released new surveillance video from a Lompoc rental car shop where officials say 9-year-old Melodee and her mother Ashlee could be possibly wearing wigs. This video was taken on October 7th. Melodee was reported missing several weeks ago by a school administrator. We'll continue to provide the latest updates as the investigation continues to unfold.
Okay. There you go.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it.
That was the actual video of the surveillance of her at the car rental place. Now, like I said, I may have to kill some power. I'm not for sure. So this hot water heater can be hooked up. Well, it's hooked up. It has to be unhooked, and then a wire that's right has to be ran. So I have to replace the wire because it was 3 inches short, right, from actually connected to the hot. Well, the hot water heater, the wires I have right now temporarily so we could take showers last night, but that ain't the right way. So, and I didn't have the stuff here, so the people I used to work for are here. so the people I used to work for is who I got to come fix my shit. So, plus it's one of my real good homies, so I'm going to hang out with him, make sure for a little bit, and I will be back to cover the rest of this at 5 o'clock. All right. So I will see you guys then. Until then, y'all be good. Stay safe. Dolly loves you. Peace.